Today's a great day. Why? Because it's your day. And I'm going to give you a free gift. This 90-day go-getter planning guide will be yours. $49 value that you will get for free, in addition to getting tips on how to build your self-confidence. Let's dive into the training. Stick around to the end. You'll get your free gift no matter what. The reality is, if you don't already see yourself there, that's what visualization is. So if you don't see yourself as fit, if you don't see yourself as worthy, if you can't see the house you want, the things you want, you won't get it. Or when you get it, you can't hold on to it because you don't believe it's yours. So the first rule in the law of attraction is believing that it's yours and seeing it. But you have to earn it authentically. Congratulations. I say congratulations because this is a major step. Treating yourself like somebody you love is the most important thing, the most important step. Self-care is not selfish. Learning how to love yourself, love the body that you're in is so important because guess what? You're not getting another one. This is the one you have. So you have to understand at your core, if you don't love who you are and if you don't accept who you are, the shape you're in right now, and actually love yourself right now first. That doesn't mean we're not going to change it. It just means that you have to accept who you are in this moment and learn to love every single thing that happened in your life, no matter how terrible, no matter how traumatic, no matter how sad, no matter how painful. Learning that in this moment, exactly where you are is exactly where you're meant to be. And that's a pretty important thing, because when it comes to our bodies, this is our temple. This is all we got in our life. This is what we've been given. So most people don't recognize that our self-worth and our body image are tied together in every possible way. So we're going to talk a little bit more about some tips on how to boost confidence in the body that you're in now. So although we're going to give you 3 tips on how to boost your confidence now, understand that we want you loving who you are at your core first, because that is so important. And that doesn't mean that that isn't going to change either. So we want you to be your best possible version of yourself. We want you to have the best possible body. We want you to feel good. We also want you to understand the process of why you might be where you are too. And that's where we go into further reflection in the actual training course of looking at yourself genuinely taking a real hard, authentic look at who you are and your core beliefs, because that's actually physically shaping your body. And it's been scientifically proven that, disease can even be manifested in the brain, and allergies and so many things. We're not going to get into the details of that, but just know that that's a real thing, that these things happen. When we're born worthy. And then, our parents tell us different beliefs and who we are and who we're meant to be. And then if we see the patterns that they have, we adapt those patterns, and that actually changes the shape of our bodies. And that has so our brains and our bodies are so connected. And then society and the media and so many different things telling us what we're supposed to look like, what we're supposed to do. We actually want to reprogram our brain and find out where we are meant to be, who we are meant to be, and kind of get rid of all those stories that have been floating around. Get to our core, get rid of the layers of our worthlessness to find our worth. The first step to building our confidence is actually being aware of ourselves and how we genuinely feel about ourselves. And I myself have to say, I struggled with this because on one side, in one part of my brain, it's like I'm in the future and I did see myself a certain way. But then at the same time, my value internally and how I really felt about myself at my core, my core value, my self-worth was so low. So I had this constant battle of seeing myself one way in one world and then seeing myself in a different way in a different world. So there was a constant up and down in my diets and my patterns in my physical body, because I was able to do things for a certain period of time and then it was like I crashed and burned. And I discovered that actually had to do with my core self-worth of not feeling worthy. And when I say that, I myself was, I was sexually abused. I had a mother with an eating disorder. So I had kind of the perfect recipe for, being told I'm supposed to look a certain way. This is how I have to be. And my value was believed that my appearance was all that mattered. But at the same time, at my core, I was rejecting it because of my abuse. I actually didn't want that type of attention, but at the same time I did. And that's where it's a very confusing thing, because most people at their core actually have that. It's like we think we want a certain amount of attention, we get it, and then we reject it. So for me, I had to recognize and go really at my core and beliefs. What are my old stories? Why am I constantly attracting this yo-yo up and down pattern in my life? And it had to do really with my self-awareness. And when you look inward, you can also increase self-awareness, helping you to understand yourself and your preferences better. This can be of great value when faced with significant decisions because it helps you choose the best route forward. By taking the time to evaluate what's happening actually in your life, and I mean really evaluate it, you can get to the heart of who you are and what makes you tick, why you're making these decisions. And generally, it does have to do with looking at your past, and most people aren't willing to do that. So if you're able to actually take a true, honest look at yourself and stop the judgments of this is what I'm supposed to look like, or I'll be happier when I lose 10 pounds, or I'll be happier when I gain a certain amount of muscle, whatever that goal is, you actually have to let that go for a second and recognize why you want it in the first place and what's your core motivation. So truly, truly, truly understanding yourself is really the first step to boosting that confidence. Everyone is learning, growing, evolving with every day that passes, or they're dying, quite frankly. So it's a matter of choosing. Are you going to want to continue on the path that you're on? Your daily habits are going to determine your future. What you are doing daily will determine that. So let's stop for a second and evaluate what those habits actually are. If you begin to view your experiences as opportunities to discover who you are, you can start to view your life from a place of discovery. This can encourage you to embrace new experiences, see yourself in new ways. When you welcome new challenges, you actually build self-confidence, helping you to embrace the person you're becoming, love who you're becoming, see who you are, and stop judging the decisions or the things you might have done, and understand maybe why you did them, and offer yourself a little bit of forgiveness too. When you become more aware of yourself in everyday life, you will be more present in the moment, and it will also help you have a clearer, better perspective of who you are and your motivations. This is because when you increase your awareness, you become more mindful of your surroundings, of your thoughts, and of your feelings, and how that's actually a mirror reflection. So the judgments you have on others, if you're seeing things, are actually a mirror of a reflection of how you feel internally. When you have a greater focus on the present moment, your mind is less likely to wander and be on autopilot. So if you're finding that you have certain food cravings, or you're out of control, or your mind is going elsewhere, that's the exact time to stop and ask yourself why, because you're being triggered. Is it boredom that's drawing you to the kitchen? Is it avoiding your work or something else? The foods you crave, even in particular, can be a trigger to your past, and actually can be a sign to go back and revisit an old memory. I used to eat a bunch of cereal, and cereal would take me back to the memories of my childhood, which triggered me, which actually reminded me of my stepfather and different abuse at times, or binge eating on those foods, or whatever else. So I had to take a further look at myself and to why. Now this, just to be aware, like this process took years for me to discover on why I did what I did. So be forgiving, because this is not something that's just going to happen. That's also why we have the 7-day course, the body reflection course. And we go into more details of inviting you to take a look at those triggers and those things. Just be aware that that is something that's there, because generally we are on autopilot. Things just happen and we kind of go with it, and we wonder why things are happening. Go, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening to me. And we're actually not aware that we attracted those things in the first place. And that's kind of a harsh reality that a lot of people don't want to face, but that's true. We've created our own realities with our beliefs. Everything in life that we have now in the present moment, we created from our beliefs. We have to take responsibility for that first before we can change anything. Every human on the planet first must understand, in order to personally reflect, that they have to get over the blame game. We all have to do it. Even myself, who's had, every trauma and possibility known to a human in her lifetime, had to understand that the trauma or the abuse was not my fault, but the healing is my responsibility. And that's a tough pill to swallow, because I even had to say I understood why I was attracting more abuse, because at the core of who I was, after being abused my whole life, I believed that's all I was worthy of. I was lying to myself because my future self saw something else. It saw my potential, but the gap was what was in between. And that's what we're trying to get through to a lot of people, is that their self-worth at their core can be so low. Their belief in where they want to be or who they are can be in a different place. And we ignore the things in the middle on how to get there. And then and we can even have a taste of who that is in our future, and we can get something, or and that's where we get that ideal body, and then we lose it, or something happens, is because at the core of who we are, we haven't worked through the steps in the process to heal the in-between in the middle. And that's where it's so important, and personal reflection is so important. To get started with self-reflection, you have to consider the inside of what you're really hoping to achieve and why, at the core of who you are, and reflecting on every single thing. And that could be very overwhelming for a lot of people. Maybe they don't want to go through and reflect everything in their lives. But if you're asking yourself if you've really struggled in your lifetime of yo-yo dieting or not being able to find the right things, that's not a reflection of a bad diet. That's not bad food choices and habits. If you're constantly telling yourself you can't lose weight, or you aren't in shape, or your parents were overweight, so that's why you're overweight, and that's just your genetics, whatever your self-talk is, that's actually what's programming your brain and your body. That's the core of the issue. And that's what we have to get down to with personal reflection. And so many people don't understand that. That is constant excuses. That is unacceptable. But mostly everybody in society does it. And it's such a confusing state. Yes, different people have different bodies. Different people have different metabolisms. Different people have different things. That is a reality. So it's getting to the core of what yours is and what your programming is. So who cares what other people are doing? Who cares what other people look like? Because this is the body you have. You're not getting another one. So if you can't learn to look at your body and learn to love it and learn to talk to yourself like your own best friend, quite frankly, you don't have a chance. There is no other possibility. I'm just going to be that blunt, because it starts with the programming of your brain and how you are talking to yourself. And if you're constantly mean to yourself, you're never going to get out of this pattern. So we have to stop doing that to ourselves. And that's what we go into more in the course details of how to do that. So we're specifically looking at the talk that you're using for yourself and how you've actually programmed your mind to be exactly where you are right now. So let's help you piece this all together, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of information that we're asking you to take a look at. So a step-by-step guide and help is the first thing that we want to look at. And we want to help you out so that you're successful and you're guided. And we're going to give you the best possible deals and options here in order to do that. So the first step to getting you started and really loving the skin you're in is our self-love series, loving your body, loving who you are, by taking a deeper look at yourself in the mirror, and a deep, honest look, which is hard to do. And we understand that. And that's where the coaching and the help come from. Alongside that, remember in the beginning of this training, I told you that you would be getting a free $49 planner to help you set in your goals no matter what. So whether this is for you or not, no matter what, you're going to get that. But in addition to that, if you decide that you want to work with and learn more to loving your body and doing that course, we actually have the 90-day challenge course to go alongside with that planner, which actually complements what you're doing perfectly. So as you're learning to love your body, you're going deeper into yourself and exploration, you can be setting some personal goals for yourself. Okay, what's your 3-month goal, your 2-month goal? And, planning that out, but with specific help and specific details on how to take a deeper look at yourself and your visions and what your true motivations are. So as you're learning to go deeper into self with the body reflection, we actually take it to the practical standpoint. So we're doing it at the same time so that you're actually not just spinning your wheels, you're getting results. And we're going to offer that to you at a special price right now. So exciting, you're already getting your $49 planner for free. So you can start your 90-day goal setting as is now. If you want some help and guidance with that, this is the best possible time because we do have a course that goes alongside with that helps with that planner, which sells for $497 on its own anyway. And actually, today's offer is so incredible for only $197. Only $197. We're actually going to give you that additional course. So you're going to get a course that's valued at something that's even higher in today's offer because we really do care about self-reflection. It's such an important thing. And we're finding more and more in society that people are needing help more than ever. So combining it with the action plan that goes alongside with going deeper into yourself, taking a look at who you are, loving your body, we can help you with the goal setting as well. But that's just not it. We have even more for you. To get you extra motivated and your 90-day planning course alongside with loving your body, you might want to get in front of the camera and maybe share a little bit. Maybe for yourself, maybe you're looking to become an influencer and turn this into an income and you want to become more comfortable there. Maybe you're looking for a different social network, learning to change a career. Maybe just really want to love yourself and put yourself out there and get more comfortable in different relationships. Whatever that is, we have found that generally couples really well with planning. And that's what a lot of people are looking to do on the internet, but they're wanting to build that self-confidence. So a natural course that goes alongside with that is getting comfortable on camera. The tips, the tricks, how to use your equipment, what are some of the best lightings, what are the things you should be saying or doing, where to post and how to post. So the Get Comfortable on Camera course, which we do sell for $497, I'm also giving that to you today, which is an incredible offer. So for only $197, you're actually getting additional courses that are valued at much higher pricing. So this offer obviously isn't going to last very long. So this is the chance to get on board and take this opportunity and really get started with changing and learning who you are at your core and changing those habits that have kind of been keeping you bogged down, and that reprogramming your brain, reprogramming those old stories into new stories. This is the time to do it now, because every day that passes, that we're kind of living in Groundhog Day is a day that's missed. And now we can get started in this right away today at the best possible pricing that you'll feel fantastic about and ready to get started with. So for only $197, it's almost too good to be true. It's so unbelievable. You are getting your toolkit, everything you need to get started, from starting to love your body, getting more comfortable, planning and setting those practical goals, to getting comfortable on camera and deciding where you want to go with that. So if you want to be an influencer, make an income, do whatever, we have you all set with. This is your complete kit, value of $1,240 for only $197 today. So let's get started. Let's get you going. We can get you into this course right away and getting started on your future success. So excited to have you here. Welcome. Let's get going. Woohoo!